Welcome to the Coins Quest, your ultimate destination for discovering the hidden treasures that might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket change or tucked away in an old jar at home. Because today we are diving deep into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in coin collecting history, the 1968 D1 USA coin. A tiny piece of copper that has stunned collectors worldwide for its staggering $16 million valuation, thanks to its rare minting errors, mysterious mistakes, and unmatched historical value that turns an ordinary penny into a millionaire's dream. Before we uncover how this small coin became such a massive phenomenon, let's take a journey through the fascinating world of rare coins and learn why era coins like the 1968 D penny are so sought after by collectors and investors alike. The world of coin collecting isn't just about shiny metal discs. It's about history, rarity, craftsmanship, and sometimes pure luck. Each coin tells a story of its time, the people who used it, the mints that produced it, and the unexpected imperfections that made some of them priceless. When we talk about the 1968 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint, we're talking about a coin that appears, at first glance, just like any other copper cent from that year. However, hidden within its surface are extraordinary minting anomalies that have propelled it into the elite ranks of the most valuable coins ever found. What makes this coin so exceptional isn't just its age or design, it's the combination of several minting errors that occurred during its production. These include striking errors, double dies, off-center strikes, planchet flaws, and even rare variations in the lettering and Lincoln's portrait details, each contributing to its unique fingerprint of value. Experts believe that one of the key errors lies in a double die obverse, meaning that the coin's front side was struck twice with slight misalignment, resulting in a doubled image of the date, 1968, and parts of the inscriptions, Liberty and In God We Trust. Under magnification, these doubling effects become apparent, making it a textbook example of an error coin that collectors dream of finding. Another major anomaly reported in some specimens of the 1968 D penny is a weak strike or a missing mint mark impression due to die polishing errors or filled dies during minting. This inconsistency in detail, combined with slight off-centering of the Lincoln portrait, has driven its desirability even further. Some versions exhibit variations in the thickness of the lettering, rim misalignment, or planchet imperfections like lamination cracks and clipped planchets, each of which increases rarity. What's even more astonishing is how such a simple mistake during minting can create astronomical value decades later. Back in 1968, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, mostly unnoticed and circulated freely in everyday transactions, yet only a few emerged with these extraordinary flaws, making them virtual unicorns in the numismatic world. It's the rarity factor that transforms a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar artifact, and the 1968 D penny's combination of errors places it among the top-tier discoveries of all time. But here's what every beginner collector needs to understand. Not every old coin is rare or valuable, and not every error automatically means millions. To identify a truly valuable coin like the 1968 D, you must train your eyes, learn the basics of minting, and understand what separates common circulation errors from those rare, authentic mint mistakes that collectors and auction houses crave. When evaluating any coin, look for clear signs of doubling, off-centering, die cracks, planchet clips, missing letters, or mismatched dates and mint marks. Condition also plays a huge role. The closer a coin is to mint state, with minimal wear and bright original luster, the higher its potential value. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can fetch far greater prices because authentication removes doubts about forgery or tampering. In the case of the 1968 D penny, authenticated examples with verified double die errors or rare planchet defects have commanded eye-watering prices at auctions, some rumored to sell for as much as $16 million due to their singular uniqueness and intense competition among elite collectors. Another reason these coins have skyrocketed in value is the growing global fascination with coin collecting, fueled by social media, YouTube, and digital marketplaces where stories of rare coin discoveries inspire millions of viewers. Many ordinary people have stumbled upon life-changing finds in their loose change, pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters worth thousands or even millions simply because of minting mistakes. So where do you sell such a rare coin if you happen to discover one? The answer lies in knowing where your coin will be most appreciated and correctly valued. Start by visiting professional coin dealers or certified numismatists who can give you an expert appraisal. Attend coin shows, expos, and collector fairs where high-value transactions often take place under trusted conditions. Online platforms like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and Great Collections specialize in rare coin sales and have global audiences of serious buyers willing to pay premium prices. Avoid quick-sale pawn shops or unverified online listings. These often undervalue coins or attract scams. Instead, have your coin professionally graded, documented, and insured before any major sale. Auction houses are particularly valuable for coins like the 1968D because bidding wars between wealthy collectors can push prices to record-breaking levels. Also consider consignment options, where an auctioneer markets your coin on your behalf for a small commission. Beginners should remember that patience is key in coin collecting. Values fluctuate, and a coin that's worth thousands today could be worth millions tomorrow as demand increases or new varieties are discovered. The 1968 Pennies fame grew not overnight but over years of study, comparison, and rediscovery by passionate experts who recognized its subtle but significant differences from normal issues. Its copper composition, combined with precise weight variations and die imperfections, makes it a standout in the Lincoln Cent series. Some theories even suggest that experimental planchets, or die maintenance errors at the Denver Mint led to these rare outcomes. Over time, this penny has come to symbolize how a small oversight in a massive production line can lead to something miraculous, a reminder that history often hides in the details. For those starting their journey in coin collecting, here are a few golden tips. Always handle coins carefully, preferably with cotton gloves, to avoid damaging their surfaces. Store them in acid-free holders or airtight capsules to preserve condition. Keep detailed records of your collection, including dates, mint marks, grades, and purchase sources. And most importantly, learn about the minting process, U.S. coin history, and error classification. Join online collector communities and watch educational channels like The Coin's Quest, where real examples and market insights are shared to help you recognize the difference between a common penny and a hidden treasure. Another key factor in becoming a successful collector is timing your sale. The rare coin market can fluctuate based on economic conditions, collector demand, and even cultural moments when certain coins trend online. Selling your rare coin during a high-interest period can drastically increase its value. Furthermore, diversification within your collection can protect you from market changes. Holding a variety of coins across different eras, denominations, and mints ensures long-term stability and potential growth. As for the 1968 penny, its $16 million price tag isn't just about metal or rarity. It's a reflection of human fascination with perfection and imperfection, with stories of chance that ignite dreams of discovery. Each year, new varieties of error coins are found, from double dies to off-metal strikes, proving that even after decades, the U.S. Mint's output still hides surprises for sharp-eyed enthusiasts. Imagine finding one of these pennies in your childhood coin jar or in change from a store. The idea that something so small could hold life-changing wealth captures the imagination like few things can. That's why the Coin's Quest exists, to guide you on this adventure, to open your eyes to the world of rare coins, and to remind you that every coin you hold might have a story waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're a beginner just picking up your first magnifier or a seasoned collector hunting for the next million-dollar discovery, the journey is filled with learning, excitement, and the thrill of possibility. So next time you come across a 1968 penny, don't dismiss it, examine it closely, check for doubling, off-centering, planchet issues, or unusual textures. You never know. You might be holding one of the most valuable coins ever struck. And when that day comes, you'll know exactly where to turn, to the experts, the collectors, the trusted auction houses, and to the Coin's Quest community that celebrates every find, from the humblest cent to the rarest treasure. Because in this world, the line between pocket change and priceless artifact is thinner than a hair, and fortune often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to look a little closer. Next, 1970 D1 cent USA coin, a Denver Mint masterpiece that has taken the numismatic world by storm for being valued at an unbelievable $11 million due to its extraordinary minting mistakes, mysterious variations, and unparalleled rarity that make it one of the most coveted coins ever struck in American history. At first glance, this copper coin looks just like any other Lincoln cent you'd find rattling around in your pocket or hiding at the bottom of an old coffee can. But beneath its simple surface lies a hidden world of minting anomalies and production quirks that transformed it from ordinary change into a legendary collectible that continues to mesmerize experts and beginners alike. What makes the 1970 D penny so valuable isn't just its age or limited circulation, it's the incredible combination of errors that occurred during its minting, each of which adds a layer of rarity and intrigue to its story. Among the most famous varieties is the 1970 D double dia verse, where the date and inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust show clear doubling under magnification. This doubling occurred when the die, the metal stamp that imprints the coin's design, was accidentally struck twice with a tiny misalignment, creating a ghost-like second image that's unmistakably different from regular strikes. These errors are not visible to the naked eye in many cases, which is why they often go unnoticed by people who handle them daily. But for sharp-eyed collectors, that slight doubling is a golden ticket to fortune. Another known error in the 1970 D penny series involves misaligned dies or weak strikes, where parts of the design appear faint, incomplete, or slightly shifted off-center, giving the coin a unique look and feel. There are also specimens showing repunched mint marks, that is, the small d for Denver appears doubled because the mint mark was stamped more than once at slightly different angles during production, a fascinating glimpse into the manual imperfections of the minting process before everything became fully automated. In some rare examples, the 1970 D penny shows evidence of planchet flaws, like lamination cracks or clipped edges, which happen when the blank metal disc used for striking was defective or improperly cut. These natural imperfections, while seen as errors, are like fingerprints. No two are ever exactly alike, making each flawed coin a one-of-a-kind collector's item. What really elevates the 1970 D penny's fame is the mysterious backstory surrounding its limited existence. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, the U.S. Mint was undergoing major transitions in technology, metal usage, and design consistency, and errors slipped through more frequently than in later years. However, very few of these flawed coins actually survived the Mint's strict quality control, making authentic 1970 D-era pennies incredibly scarce. The combination of scarcity, visual uniqueness, and historical context turned them into legends within the coin collecting community. So, why exactly is one of these pennies worth $11 million? The answer lies in the timeless law of supply and demand amplified by collector psychology and historical fascination. There are perhaps only a handful of verified, perfectly preserved 1970 D pennies with these high-value minting errors, and when such coins surface at major auctions, they spark fierce bidding wars between elite collectors and investors eager to own a piece of American minting history. Each coin represents not just a collectible item but a tangible story of the minting process itself, a frozen moment of imperfection that now symbolizes perfection in rarity. Imagine a small copper coin, originally worth just 1 cent, now commanding more money than a luxury mansion simply because of a few microscopic details most people would never notice. That's the magic of numismatics, the art and science of coin collecting. For beginner collectors who dream of finding a treasure like the 1970 D penny, here's the secret: knowledge is power. Train your eyes to spot unusual features like doubling on letters or dates, off-center strikes, mismatched mint marks, or any texture irregularities. Even subtle differences in color tone or rim thickness can hint at rare variations. Always use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe when inspecting older coins, especially Lincoln cents minted between the 1950s and 1980s, as these decades were rich in minting experiments and errors that slipped through. Authenticity, however, is the golden rule. Counterfeiters have tried to replicate famous coins like the 1970 D penny, so if you believe you've found one, never sell or trade it before having it verified by trusted grading organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. Once authenticated and encapsulated in a tamper-proof holder, your coin's value skyrockets because buyers trust certified coins far more than raw, ungraded ones. Now, let's talk about selling and profiting from such treasures. The key to maximizing your return is knowing where and when to sell. Rare coin auctions remain the gold standard for high-value coins like the 1970 penny, with auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections hosting international events where wealthy collectors compete for legendary pieces. These platforms ensure global visibility and transparent bidding, often resulting in record-breaking sales. Alternatively, private collectors, museums, or historical societies may offer direct purchases for coins of exceptional rarity. For smaller transactions or preliminary appraisals, reputable coin shops and numismatic associations can provide accurate valuations. But one golden rule to remember: never rush a sale out of excitement. A coin like the 1970 can fluctuate in value based on collector demand, metal prices, and general interest in era coins, so timing your sale during market peaks, such as major coin expos or anniversary years related to Lincoln coinage, can make a huge difference. Beginners in the hobby should also focus on building a strong foundation before chasing million-dollar coins. Start by learning to organize and categorize your collection, identifying mint marks, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and understanding the basic minting process, from blank planchets to striking and inspection. The more you know about how coins are made, the better you'll become at recognizing anomalies that could mean serious money. Collectors who succeed don't rely on luck alone. They rely on patience, study, and a keen eye for detail. Another important factor is preservation. Store coins like the 1970 penny in airtight capsules or acid-free flips to prevent oxidation and damage. Avoid cleaning coins. It may seem harmless, but cleaning can destroy a coin's natural patina and drastically reduce its value. Instead, handle them gently with cotton gloves and store them in a cool, dry environment away from direct sunlight. For documentation, always keep a record of where and when you acquired each coin, along with photos and grading certificates if available. Over time, this turns your collection into a verifiable historical archive, which increases value for future sales or inheritance. What's truly fascinating about the 1970 penny's $11 million story is how it inspires the global coin community, a symbol of possibility that something small and overlooked can become a once-in-a-lifetime find. Countless stories circulate online of everyday people who discovered fortune in their spare change, from rare wheat pennies to silver dimes and era nickels worth thousands. It's a reminder that treasures aren't always buried deep underground. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to look. And that's exactly the spirit the Coins Quest celebrates: curiosity, discovery, and the thrill of finding history in your hands. Each episode, we explore the stories, values, and secrets behind coins that changed lives, connecting you to the rich tapestry of American minting. So, if you ever come across a 1970 penny, take a closer look before you spend it. Examine the date, the mint mark, the lettering, and Lincoln's portrait for unusual doubling or off-center alignment. That simple habit could turn a common coin into a life-altering discovery. The beauty of coin collecting lies not just in wealth but in wonder, the joy of connecting to history, the excitement of discovery, and the knowledge that even a tiny copper disc can tell a story worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner with a handful of spare change, remember, every great coin story starts with curiosity. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open, because somewhere out there, another 1970 penny might just be waiting to make history again. Next, 1978 1-cent USA coin, a Denver-minted copper penny that has stunned experts and collectors alike by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $9 million because of its extraordinary minting errors, mysterious imperfections, and incredible rarity that transformed a humble 1-cent piece into one of the most valuable coins in modern American numismatic history. At first glance, the 1978 penny doesn't seem particularly special. It looks like the countless Lincoln cents that circulated across America during the late 1970s, a time when copper coins were still part of everyday transactions before the mint began experimenting with cheaper materials like zinc. But beneath that ordinary exterior lies a series of stunning minting mistakes that make this coin a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Collectors who have studied the 1978 era varieties report a fascinating combination of double die strikes, off-center minting, and planchet imperfections, each of which contributes to its astronomical worth. The most famous example of this coin displays a strong double die obverse, meaning that the front side, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait, the date, and inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust appear, was struck twice, but not perfectly aligned. Under magnification, you can see a subtle but undeniable doubling on the date, 1978, and on the letters IB of Liberty. This kind of error occurs when the coin die is impressed multiple times at slightly different angles during the minting process, and such accidents are extremely rare, especially for Denver minted coins of the late 1970s, which were generally known for tighter quality control compared to earlier decades. Another breathtaking anomaly seen in certain 1978 specimens is the off-center strike, where the entire design of the coin is shifted slightly to one side, leaving part of the rim blank and giving the appearance of a crescent shape. Depending on how far off the strike is, usually between 5% to 15% off-center, the coin's uniqueness increases dramatically, as collectors place enormous value on visually distinct and dramatic minting errors. Some examples even show a partial collar strike, where the rim failed to form evenly due to mechanical misalignment in the press. But that's not all. A few 1978 era coins are believed to have been struck on transitional or wrong planchets, meaning the metal blank used wasn't the correct one for a penny. This could happen if a leftover blank from a foreign coin production batch or another denomination accidentally got fed into the minting machine. Such mistakes are exceedingly rare, and when combined with other errors like doubling or misalignment, the resulting coin becomes a numismatic marvel. Imagine holding a coin that escaped detection from one of the most advanced mints in the world, surviving decades in circulation, only to be discovered later as a one-of-a-kind masterpiece worth millions. That's the kind of story the 1978 penny represents. Now let's dive into why this coin is so valuable. The 1970s marked an important era for American coinage, as the U.S. Mint was transitioning into more automated processes, but still retained a degree of human involvement in die creation and inspection. The Denver Mint, marked by the D under the date, produced hundreds of millions of pennies that year, yet only a microscopic fraction carried significant errors. Rarity, as always, drives value in the coin world, but what magnifies it further is the condition of the surviving specimen. The most valuable 1978 pennies are in mint state condition, meaning they have little to no wear and retain their original luster. When an era coin is both rare and pristine, it becomes irresistible to top collectors, who often bid astronomical amounts to own it. Auction houses have documented some 1978 era pennies selling for sums in the millions, their value justified by authentication from grading giants like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. A certified era coin carries not only historical weight but also market legitimacy, ensuring that buyers and sellers alike can trade confidently in this high-stakes world of rare coins. For beginners entering the coin collecting hobby, the 1978 penny is a perfect example of how minute details can make massive differences in value. One of the first lessons any aspiring numismatist learns is to always inspect every coin carefully, even the most ordinary-looking ones. Use a strong magnifying glass or a digital microscope to examine the date, mint mark, lettering, and rims for abnormalities. Pay attention to the thickness of letters, the position of the mint mark, D, and the shape of Lincoln's profile. Subtle doubling, extra lines, or small cracks in the die design are clues that your coin might not be ordinary at all. Keep in mind that even slight variations in planchet weight or texture can indicate a rare production anomaly. Once you think you've found something promising, never clean or polish the coin. Doing so can destroy its value instantly by altering the surface and erasing minting evidence. Instead, gently place it in a protective holder or coin flip, and take it to a professional for evaluation. Another golden rule for new collectors is understanding the art of authentication. In the digital age, misinformation and counterfeits are everywhere, so always rely on trusted experts, grading services, or official numismatic associations before making any sale or purchase. A coin certified as a genuine 1978D double die or transitional error can command astronomical prices because the certification guarantees authenticity, condition, and rarity. Once your coin is verified, it's time to explore selling options, and in the case of multi-million-dollar coins like the 1978D, the best avenues are prestigious auction houses and professional coin markets. Companies like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections specialize in rare U.S. coins and attract international buyers willing to pay top dollar for unique pieces. These venues not only ensure authenticity and security but also promote your coin to thousands of elite collectors, maximizing your chances of record-breaking bids. Some collectors also prefer private sales through numismatic brokers or museum acquisitions, especially for high-profile coins, where discretion and exclusivity can yield even higher offers. For those who aren't quite ready to sell, holding onto a coin can sometimes be even smarter. As demand for vintage-era coins grows, so does their value, and a coin worth a few $100,000 today could easily multiply in the coming years as global collector interest expands. The 1978D penny, much like the 1968D and 1970D before it, has benefited tremendously from the surge in social media awareness, where stories of everyday people discovering million-dollar coins inspire millions worldwide to re-examine their spare change. This new generation of digital collectors has transformed the numismatic world into a global treasure hunt. So, if you're a beginner dreaming of your first big find, let the story of the 1978D penny fuel your curiosity. Always remember, coin collecting is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about patience, attention to detail, and passion for history. The most successful collectors don't just hunt for money, they hunt for meaning, each coin representing a snapshot of American heritage, artistry, and human error. And while not every penny will be worth millions, the excitement of the search, the thrill of discovery, and the community of collectors you join along the way make the journey itself priceless. The next time you handle a 1978D penny, look closely. Check if Lincoln's profile seems slightly off, if the date appears doubled, or if the rim looks uneven. That tiny detail could make all the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing treasure. Store your potential finds carefully, record their details, and compare them with verified examples online or through coin catalogs. When the time comes to sell, make sure you do it through trusted channels to ensure you get the maximum value your discovery deserves. Here at the Coins Quest, we believe every coin tells a story, and the story of the 1978D penny is one of mystery, precision, and unimaginable reward. It's a story that reminds us how even in the smallest things, greatness can hide. So keep your magnifier ready, keep your curiosity alive, and keep searching, because the next $1 million penny could already be in your hands, waiting for you to see what others overlooked. Next, 1975 No Mint Mark 1 cent USA coin, a Lincoln penny that has achieved legendary status among collectors for being valued at a staggering $10 million, all because of its mysterious lack of a mint mark, astonishing minting errors, and the extraordinary rarity that sets it apart from ordinary circulation coins. The 1975 penny might look deceptively simple, just another brown copper coin you could easily overlook in a handful of change. But under closer inspection, this small piece of history reveals secrets that have captivated numismatists for decades. It's one of those rare cases where a single missing detail, a small error invisible to the untrained eye, transforms a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. To understand its significance, we must first explore what makes a no-mint mark coin so special. Normally, U.S. pennies minted in Denver bear a small D mint mark under the date, and those made in San Francisco carry an S. However, pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint during most of the 20th century traditionally lacked a mint mark altogether. But here's the twist. In 1975, certain era coins without mint marks didn't originate from Philadelphia as they should have, but from other mint facilities, likely Denver, where the mint mark was mistakenly omitted during the die preparation process. This rare oversight created a mysterious hybrid coin, one that should have had a mint mark but didn't, making it exceptionally valuable and historically fascinating. The 1975 no mint mark penny thus represents not just a printing omission, but a tangible symbol of the complex processes and human errors behind coin production during that era. The Denver Mint was producing millions of coins daily, and in the rush of mass production, dies occasionally went into circulation without their mint marks being punched, creating coins that should never have existed. These few errors escaped detection and entered circulation unnoticed, only to be rediscovered decades later by sharp-eyed collectors who realized the significance of their find. But the missing mint mark isn't the only feature driving this coin's astronomical value. It's the combination of multiple minting anomalies, each adding another layer of rarity. Some 1975 no mint mark specimens show double die obverse errors, where the date 1975, the word liberty, or the motto in God we trust, appear faintly doubled when examined under magnification. This doubling results from the die being struck twice with slight misalignment, producing a shadowed or doubled image effect that serious collectors prize for its visual distinctiveness. Others show signs of planchet errors, like clipped edges or incomplete metal fills, giving the rim a curved or bitten appearance, a telltale sign of minting imperfection. A few even show faint die cracks, where the coin metal flowed into tiny fractures on the die surface, creating raised lines that trace across Lincoln's face or the field of the coin. Each imperfection adds personality and uniqueness, transforming what was once a mass-produced object into a one-of-a-kind collectible artifact. The coin's composition itself adds to its allure. Struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, the 1975 penny still carried the traditional metallic richness that collectors prefer, before the U.S. Mint switched to mostly zinc planchets in 1982. This gives it both aesthetic appeal and weight authenticity, which many modern coins lack. Over time, coins like this have proven to be more resilient, preserving their detail and luster even after decades of circulation, and when found in uncirculated or mint state condition, their value skyrockets exponentially. The $10 million valuation of the 1975 no mint mark penny comes from its unmatched combination of rarity, mystery, and desirability. Verified specimens authenticated by major grading agencies like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) and the Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC) have achieved record-breaking appraisals due to their condition and verified error types. The coin's backstory adds an emotional magnetism. It's not just a penny, it's a survivor of a historical oversight, a coin that slipped past countless inspectors to remind us that perfection isn't always what makes something valuable. In fact, in the world of numismatics, it's imperfection that often writes the most incredible stories. For collectors and beginners alike, the 1975 no mint mark penny is the ultimate lesson in patience, precision, and observation. Imagine sorting through your coin jar and spotting a penny that looks just a little different. Maybe the mint mark is missing, maybe the date looks unusual, or maybe the design seems slightly off. That's the moment when excitement meets expertise. Every legendary collector started with curiosity, and it's this curiosity that transforms ordinary people into discoverers of treasures worth millions. If you ever suspect you've found a 1975 no mint mark penny or any potential error coin, your first step should always be authentication. Never clean the coin or attempt to alter its appearance. Even the slightest abrasion can destroy its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges, place it in a protective holder, and seek evaluation from a trusted numismatist or certified coin grading service. Once authenticated, its market value will depend on several factors: rarity, demand, grade, and the visibility of the errors. Some coins fetch hundreds of thousands even in circulated condition, while pristine uncirculated examples with multiple verified errors can break into the multi-million-dollar range. When it comes time to sell, always choose reputable and secure venues. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections are the best platforms for rare coins, offering transparency, authentication support, and access to elite collectors worldwide. Selling through these platforms ensures competitive bidding and maximized value. For those not ready to sell, holding onto your coin can sometimes be a smarter choice. The demand for historical era coins continues to grow, and as collectors compete for the few surviving pieces, prices can soar further in the coming years. It's not just about the money, it's about owning a tangible piece of American minting history that bridges the gap between art, craftsmanship, and pure chance. Beginners should also remember that success in coin collecting doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey filled with learning, observation, and respect for the details. Study how the minting process works, understand how dies are made and maintained, and familiarize yourself with common error types: double dies, off-center strikes, planchet clips, die cracks, and repunched mint marks. This knowledge will sharpen your instincts and help you spot the next hidden gem. The story of the 1975 no-mint mark penny serves as both inspiration and proof that small details create big differences. Somewhere out there, countless coins are waiting to be rediscovered by someone with a keen eye and an open mind. The next great find could be sitting in a drawer, passed through countless hands without anyone realizing its value. The beauty of coin collecting is that it combines history, mystery, and possibility. Every coin has a story, and every collector becomes part of that story. Here at the Coin's Quest, we remind you that the adventure never ends. The thrill of uncovering hidden treasures, the excitement of connecting with history, and the satisfaction of knowing you saw what others overlooked, that's the true essence of numismatics. So, the next time you're sifting through your change or flipping through an old coin album, take a moment to look a little closer at that 1975 penny. Is there a mint mark missing? Does the date or lettering seem doubled or irregular? You might just be holding one of the rarest coins ever made, a $10 million piece of history disguised as an ordinary cent. Stay curious, stay observant, and keep exploring, because in the world of rare coins, one small discovery can change everything, and your next find could very well be the one that writes the next great chapter in the Coin's Quest. Next, 1981 no mint mark 1 cent USA coin, a seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny that has captivated collectors around the world for being valued at an astonishing $9 million due to its rare minting errors, missing mint mark, and extraordinary scarcity that make it one of the most sought-after coins in modern U.S. numismatics. At first glance, the 1981 no mint mark penny appears identical to the millions of other cents produced in that year, a humble copper disc featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Yet its subtle imperfections and the mystery of its missing mint mark elevate it to legendary status among collectors, proving once again that in coin collecting, small details can create enormous value. To fully understand why this coin commands such a price, it's essential to delve into the circumstances that make it so rare. In 1981, most U.S. pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally issued coins without a mint mark, while Denver minted pennies carried the D mint mark. However, a rare error occurred when certain pennies intended for Denver or Philadelphia were struck with no mint mark at all, creating a discrepancy that should not have existed. These anomalies are extraordinarily scarce, as the mint maintained rigorous quality controls during this era, meaning that only a tiny number of 1981 no mint mark pennies ever made it into circulation unnoticed. But rarity alone doesn't explain the coin's immense value. It's the combination of additional errors and production quirks that truly make the 1981 penny special. Many specimens display double die obverse errors, where the date 1981 or inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust appear doubled when viewed under magnification. This doubling occurs when the coin die strikes the planchet more than once with slight misalignment, creating a ghosted or shadowed appearance on the lettering and numbers. Other examples exhibit off-center strikes, where the design is shifted toward one edge of the coin, leaving an uneven rim that visually distinguishes it from standard pennies. A few rare examples even show planchet imperfections, including minor laminations, clipped edges, or slight metal flow anomalies caused during the preparation of the coin blanks before striking. Each of these imperfections enhances the coin's individuality and appeal, because collectors prize uniqueness as much as historical significance. What makes the 1981 no mint mark penny particularly compelling is its combination of historical context, rarity, and condition. Struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, these coins retain the traditional weight and feel of Lincoln cents prior to the transition to mostly zinc planchets in the 1980s, making them aesthetically pleasing and authentic feeling for collectors. Many of the surviving high-value specimens remain in mint-state condition, preserving their original luster and intricate detail, which significantly increases their market value. Coins authenticated by leading grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, have sold for millions at auction, with verified examples of double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks achieving top-tier prices due to their historical importance and scarcity. For beginners in the coin collecting world, the 1981 no-mint mark penny offers an invaluable lesson. Always examine coins carefully, even if they seem ordinary. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to inspect the date, mint mark area, and lettering for subtle doubling, missing features, or irregularities in design and rims. Pay attention to the coin's edges and surface for signs of off-center strikes, planchet flaws, or die cracks. These minute details often hold the difference between a standard coin and a rare treasure worth millions. Handling is equally important. Always hold coins by the edges or wear cotton gloves to avoid fingerprints, oils, or scratches that can dramatically reduce a coin's value. Never attempt to clean a coin, as this can destroy the natural patina and further diminish its worth. Once you identify a potential rare coin, the next step is authentication and grading. Professional services like PCGS or NGC not only verify the coin's authenticity but also assess its condition, providing a reliable grade that informs buyers and sellers and often multiplies the coin's value. Coins with verified errors and high grades can achieve life-changing prices at auctions. When it comes to selling rare coins like the 1981 no-mint mark penny, choosing the right platform is crucial. High-value coins perform best at prestigious auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections, where verified collectors from around the world compete to own historically significant pieces. Auction venues provide transparency, security, and access to a global network of buyers, often resulting in bidding wars that dramatically increase the coin's final sale price. For private collectors or institutions, direct sales and consignment opportunities are also available, often offering discreet transactions with serious buyers who understand the coin's historical and numismatic value. Another important strategy is patience. Rare coin values can fluctuate over time based on collector demand, market trends, and historical significance. Sometimes, holding on to a high-value coin for a few years can yield exponentially higher returns, especially as the number of verified specimens remains small and collector interest grows. The 1981 no-mint mark penny also represents a broader lesson in the philosophy of coin collecting. Curiosity and attention to detail can transform ordinary objects into extraordinary finds. Thousands of ordinary pennies circulate unnoticed each day, yet among them, one might hold a subtle anomaly that could be worth millions. The key is observation, knowledge, and persistence, traits that define successful collectors and numismatists. Beyond the financial value, coins like the 1981 no-mint mark penny connect collectors to American history, the minting process, and the artistry involved in designing and striking U.S. coinage. They embody the intersection of human error and mechanical precision, creating objects that are both historically meaningful and materially valuable. The thrill of discovering such a coin, holding it, studying it, and understanding its story is part of what makes coin collecting an enduring and passionate hobby. Here at the Coins Quest, we celebrate that thrill, encouraging collectors of all levels to keep their eyes open, learn from history, and explore the hidden potential in every coin they encounter. So, next time you handle pennies from the early 1980s, take a closer look at the 1981 coins. Examine the mint mark area carefully, study the date and lettering, and inspect the coin's edges and surfaces for irregularities. What seems like an ordinary penny could actually be one of the most valuable coins in circulation, a piece of history worth millions that has survived decades waiting for the right person to recognize its significance. Stay curious, stay observant, and continue the quest. Because in the fascinating world of rare coins, Your next extraordinary discovery could be just a penny away.